All right, we're going to go through our class here. I'm going to show you how everything works. And no monitors right now, so you need to turn your monitor sideways. And I'm recording this in the classroom. And yours also, please. Thanks, because I just want your attention. And if at any point you feel your attention waning and you're having a hard time paying attention, let me know, because I have a way to help with that. And we could do a little exercise to help us, like, okay, get focused again. Anybody feeling that way already? Say aye. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention before we jump in. Attention, how to succeed, what you know, who you know, mindset. Arnold Schwarzenegger, be useful on Audible. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the documentary on Netflix called Arnold, watch those. The Success for Students YouTube channel. I'm just kind of going through the things we covered already.
Sold myself.
Oop, there's the Arnold one. And where's Success for Students? Here it is. So I'm just make sure you watch these videos from this one, the oldest one, to the newest ones. That'll teach you how to be successful as a student. Anything else? What you know, who you know, mindset. Okay. All right, so when you come in here to take this class, we have the home area, we have the syllabus. You should read the syllabus in all of your classes. We have announcements, we have modules. And then each week we're going to be doing a module. The modules in this class correspond to weeks because it's an 18-week semester and we have 18 modules. We're in week 1, so this is the first module. You have materials, you have assignments, right? And you click on modules here to get to all of them. You could click collapse all up here or expand all. I'm going to do collapse all. And materials and assignments. You'll notice assignments have a due date and points associated with them. That's how you earn your grade in the class, is by doing the stuff with points. These do not have points or due dates, so do them, don't do them, doesn't matter when it comes to your grade, right? They're there to help you learn if you want to reference them, or you could just jump right in to doing this. When you get into a class, you should check the syllabus in the class for how can you use AI in the class, all right? So in this class, I could come to the syllabus. Here's the syllabus, and I'm the teacher, so I have a big edit button up here, but I could do Command F or Control F on my keyboard. Now when I press Command F or Control F, watch right up in this area right here. I get this little find box, and I could type in AI. And there's 44 instances of AI. Some of them are AI like unavailable. I'm just going to look for AI with a space before it. So I'm going to add a space before AI. And now there's 12, and that's like AIM. Now I'm going to look for AI with a space after it also, and there's 8. And okay, I found AI in the syllabus. And so the syllabus, you want to read it for each of your classes, will tell you the AI use policy. And the AI use policy in our class is that artificial intelligence tools are permitted and encouraged for all assignments in this course. AI should serve as a learning partner, helping you explore concepts, overcome obstacles, brainstorm ideas, and deepen your understanding of the material. Okay? You want to check that for all of your courses, though, because if a professor says you can't use AI, you want to know that so that you're operating with integrity and you don't get in trouble. You want to befriend your professors and have your professors like you and do well in their classes so that after you've taken their class, you could say, will you write me a letter of recommendation? If you violate their policies and they think you have an integrity problem, they're not going to write you a letter of recommendation. So you want to read the syllabus and see what you can do and what you can't do. Most professors probably don't mention AI in their syllabi, I imagine, okay? But in our class, we can use AI. Make sense? Understand? Say I. Aye. Say AI. Yeah. Good. All right, so we could use AI in our class. And here's the first thing we're going to do. It's a lecture tutorial, so I'm going to click Tab. And in here, it describes what we need to do. To submit your assignment, copy and paste the AI-generated summary into the Canvas submission area for this assignment. Okay, so now I'm going to click this to see it. And in here we have week 1 lecture tutorial. How this works, you want to read it. Tips for getting the most out of the tutorial, you want to read it. Where to paste the prompt, different, you could use Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot or Perplexity. Those are listed in my order of preference. Claude's my favorite. Gemini is kind of like my second favorite. No, they're not my order of preference. Gemini is my second favorite. I could actually change that, I think, because I'm the editor. Whoop. There we go. Now they're in my order of preference. Like first, second, and then everybody else. Okay, you could use any of them, and then here's this prompt. So I'm going to copy this prompt, this whole prompt. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to some AI. If I go to Gemini, it knows me. So I'm going to have to preface it. The below is an example shown live in my CIT 15 Computer Concepts class. Run the below as if you don't know me and I'm a student. So you don't need to do that. I'm just prefacing it because if I put it in, it might be like, dude, you're the professor, because it knows me. So I'm going to paste that prompt in there, and I could choose a different model if I wanted, and you could just look at these, and you could be like, you know, do I want the light one, this one, the pro? Do I want extended thinking, right, on it? And if you don't know what model to choose, what can you do? How can you get that question answered? Ask AI, right? So I could take a picture of this screen. I could do that here with Command-Shift-3 on a Mac. Or if I have ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok on my phone, I could just take a picture with my phone. And I could say, hey, which model should I choose? Here's the prompt. Which one's going to run it best? And it'll tell you, oh, for this, you don't need a heavy-duty model. That model will be fine. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to hit Run. Before I do that, though, how many people learned something right there about asking the AI which model to use? Say I if you learned something new. Okay. Welcome to CIT 15. I'm ready to act as your tutor for week 1. We have 10 core concepts to work through, and for each one, we'll follow a quick sequence. I'll assess what you already know. We'll calibrate and discuss the idea using real-world examples, and then I'll ask a quick question to verify your understanding before we bridge to the next concept. At the end, I'll provide a summary of your learning performance. Let's jump right into Concept 1, Technology as a Global Force. To kick things off, when you hear the phrase technology as a global force, what comes to mind? Have you seen an example in the news recently where modern technology like smartphones or social media allowed ordinary people to shape a major event or global crisis? Interesting. So the first thing I need to learn here, concept 1, is that technology is a global force, right? And I could come down here and I could type, or I could maybe just dictate. So I'm going to try dictation and see if this works. I really like this idea of technology as a global force, because when I hear the word global, I think huge, right? It's huge. That's the whole planet. And when I think force, I think something that's really powerful. So technology is this really powerful thing that impacts the entire planet. It's global. And so when I reflect upon that, yeah, I do think technology is a global force, because 200 years ago, humans didn't have any technology really, right? They were like farming, and I don't know, but then we got phones, and we got airplanes, and we got, you know, cars and combustion engine, and now we have cell phones and the internet, and we could talk to people or video conference with people around the world, and we have cryptocurrency with, you know, revolutionizing digital payments, and you know, now we have AI, and AI is extraordinary. You could just talk to it like I'm talking to you in a normal voice, and it understands everything. So yeah, 100%. I get it. Technology is a global force, and I totally agree with that perspective. I'm not going to try to clean it up. Whatever. And you've definitely captured the scale of technology going from early farming to instantly video conferencing across oceans or talking to AI. You hit the nail on the head. It's massive and powerful. However, let's sharpen the focus specifically for this concept beyond just convenience, like video calls, or new tools like crypto or AI. Concept 1 emphasizes how modern tech shifts the balance of power. Today, an ordinary citizen with a smartphone has access to communication, mapping, and broadcasting tools. So communication, mapping, broadcasting is like I could record videos and broadcast myself to people that used to be held exclusively by governments, traditional news networks, or massive institutions. Think about a major political movement, an election, or an environmental disaster. Here is your verified question for concept 1. How does giving millions of ordinary people access to these powerful publishing and coordination tools fundamentally change how a government or major corporation has to handle a crisis compared to 50 years ago? Give me a quick, concrete scenario. That's a really interesting question. I'm just going to read it back and reflect on it here. How does giving millions of ordinary people access to these powerful publishing and coordination tools change how a government or major corporation has to handle a crisis compared to 50 years ago? I think governments and major corporations are held more accountable. Like, technology allows people to share their perspectives more quickly. And so if somebody did something wrong, someone can take that information and get it out to everybody in the world. So Edward Snowden is an example of that. And he got some information from the government. They made a video, and he was able to share that information with the whole world. Whether or not his actions are right or wrong, correct or incorrect, is something that's available for debate. But regardless, his actions illustrate how one person with a video camera can release information that goes to everybody in the world and changes how the world views something. And I'm sure there's more instances of that. Like, there was some spring harvest or autumn festival, or it was something like that in Egypt 15 years ago, where people used cell phones to coordinate, protest against the government. Or like, I think about how before the West Bank and the Gaza and the Israel thing, I think about somebody was filming the massacre that happened at that concert in Israel, where the people came over in the hang gliders. And those videos of that footage were really influential to me when I saw those. And so it's pretty amazing that people have the power to capture stuff and share it. And that changes how governments and major corporations have to handle it. Power is no longer quite so concentrated. It's more decentralized. I think that's the big change. And now, crisis response and humanitarian tech. And so I'd go through each of these, right? And you just share your thoughts. And if you don't have any thoughts, you could say, I don't know. Let's do it. Geez, I really don't know anything about this. Like, it makes sense. Crisis mapping software allows you to map a crisis. Like, I totally don't understand that. Like, can you maybe give me a link to a YouTube video, or I can watch a short video on it? I'd love it if you can. Otherwise, explain it a little bit more to me. How many people feel a little mind blown? Say I. Say AI. How many people are like, this is dumb. What are we doing here? Say, no. Anybody? Anybody ever watch Beavis and Butthead? Yeah. Yeah, this is, I'm not going to try to imitate them. My son's recently gotten into Beavis and Butthead. It's kind of fun to see it again. So that's how it goes. And you can do this, you're going to do it in this class. And when you get through all of this here, it's going to produce a little report for you. And it's going to give you a link. And then you click edit. Oh, not edit. Sorry. You click submit. I don't have it because I'm the teacher. Right? And then you'll have a text box. You have a text entry and a website URL, either or both. And enter the text summary report from going through that. And then also click share. So when you get to the end, it's going to produce a little paragraph. And it's going to say, hey, you did a good job. This is what you knew. You got through all 10 of them. And it'll summarize the conversation a little bit. You'll submit that to me. Okay?
Is there going to be a lot of AI in this class?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot.
Okay. I didn't take this class to take AI. I don't want to take AI. I am totally opposed to this shit.
Might not be the class for you.
I guess not.
Why are you opposed to it, though?
Because it's going to destroy everything.
You're 100% certain about that? Or 90%? Or where's your level of certainty on it?
As long as they don't, until they start putting some guardrails on what they can do, these rich bastards are just going to keep trying to use all the water to cool the things when they absolutely don't have to. It just costs more money to not use water. There have been things I saw the other day where they had AI running a robot and they did a update on it, and in the update there was a packet that had judo and the robot started kicking everybody's ass. And I just don't until they get some safety rails on this, I don't think I want to do anything that's going to give them extra streams or spins or whatever makes them more popular.
Can I add to that a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't mind the chatbots. The issue is there's more advanced ones that they're currently working on that kind of go around the entire security base of the internet. Many that they haven't been publicly used yet, but in the private testing, they've been able to straight up they've basically thrown away all the security that we believe the internet had, just thrown in the trash. Because they're just that advanced. And they cause a lot of issues for the internet as a whole if you want to feel safe on it. And the fact that it's still advancing, there's nothing really to stop them from just making that.
Yeah, I appreciate conversation and opinions and perspectives, and I don't have a dog in the fight, so everybody's perspective is welcome. And if we did analysis of people's perspectives in here, I imagine we'd get a bell curve, right? So there's a continuum, and most people are going to be kind of like, this is like pro AI and this is negative AI. Right? Most people are going to be in the middle, and some people will be strong proponents, and some people will be strong antagonists, not in favor of it. And that's the lay of the land.
But in this era of information being the most important thing on the planet, couldn't those people in the middle also be like low information voters?
Be what?
Low information voters. They just don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Most people are low information voters. Yeah. And some of the...
You can't know everything. You're not going to be knowledgeable in everything, so there's always going to be people that just don't know a lot of the subject, kind of similar.
You're not going to be knowledgeable in everything.
That's
Yeah, for sure. There's no way one person can be knowledgeable in all the different issues that we have to vote on, and all the different people we have to vote for, and who are they really, right? Like, we all operate with tremendous lack of information when voting, 100%.
It also, AI also drags everything off of the internet and regurgitates it. And they're stealing art, it's stealing people's words, it's literally stealing everything that exists.
Yeah. So intellectual property concerns, like whose material is it?
It's not AI's. They didn't create shit.
Potentially. You had something you want to add?
Yeah, my question is, do we need AI? Is it something we need to move forward as a society?
Do we need it? That's a good question.
It is definitely seen maybe as more a convenience tool.
What's that?
A convenience tool. 'Cause
Convenience
you can still
tool.
find the info without it usually. Like it's not okay, it makes stuff up sometimes, but it's usually using info you can find elsewhere. It's the convenience of it rather than give you new things.
I kind of see it that way too, because like even when we use AI like for your class and stuff, like we still have to verify that information is correct.
Yeah. All kinds of perspectives. One of the ways I think about it is I think about it from a high level of humans and tools. And I also think about it from a high level perspective of evolution. And I also think about it from a high level perspective of inevitability and arms race. Okay? And when I do that, what I get is it's not going anywhere. AI is not going anywhere. And like one person out of 8.2 billion or 100,000 people or a million or 100 million people out of 8 billion who are opposed to it aren't going to stop it. And so these three perspectives of humans and tools, evolution, and inevitability of new technology, and how we're in an arms race with new technology, and how it's not going to go anywhere, and then it could be considered apathetic. I could be considered apathetic because it's inevitable, and then
I don't think it's inevitable. I don't think it has to be inevitable, and I think they need to put some handcuffs on it.
yeah,
I mean, have you ever seen Terminator?
for sure.
This is exactly how StarNet started out.
Yeah,
The richest people in the world wanted to get together and make some shit that may turn and
and
take
it
over,
might end badly for
taking
us.
stuff over.
But the history, I mean, we've been at this place before with powerful tools, and so the most
When have we been at this place before with powerful tools?
nuclear weapons.
Oh, yeah.
They're not on everybody's desktop.
Yeah, so there's less access to them, which is one of the big concerns with AI, right? Like we have access to technology which could teach us.
I don't
How
use
to
it,
do
and there's
germ
3 or
warfare.
4 things on my computer that have AI built in.
Yeah.
Didn't the inventor of AI even said that it's not a good thing that AI can destroy us if we let that continue?
Yeah, did the inventor of AI, so the godfather of AI is Geoffrey Hinton, and we could ask AI, what did the godfather of AI say about AI? I think his name is Geoffrey Hinton. Spelling. Is he against it? Does he see it as a threat? Whoop. Yeah, godfather of AI. I always thought superintelligence was a long way off, and the problem is close now. And he talks about levels of danger. Humans are using AI badly. AI is becoming smarter than humans. And does he think we should stop AI? Not really. AI may be extraordinarily beneficial, but we're developing it faster than we're learning how to control it. I helped create this tech. I now think it may become vastly more powerful than we anticipated. And humanity isn't taking the possibility of losing control seriously enough. That's one guy's perspective. And Elon Musk says we have a 80% chance everything will be fine. It'll be better than fine. But a 20% chance
you know
it
who
won't
the
be.
last person on this planet I trust in any arena? Elon Musk.
Really?
Right up there with Donald Trump.
Okay.
The same reason I don't really read the Bible, because I've never met a politician that I can trust. So why would I trust King James?
Sure.
He didn't have
Healthy
to get, He
skepticism.
didn't have to get elected.
I love your healthy skepticism. Yeah.
Are we gonna, does this class go over like spreadsheets?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
navigate?
Yeah, let's get back to that. I'll show you that. Humans have a long history of making tools. It's part of evolution. Evolution is iterating, improving, changing, making things better, evolving, right? That's kind of what we've done biologically, and that's what we continue to do as a species. And we do it with tools. And you can think about the different tools. And this debate that we're having right now is a debate that's been going on throughout all of humanity. There's an ancient myth called the, what's the name of it? It's the dude, he get chained to a rock, the bird's eating his liver every day. Prometheus. The myth of Prometheus, where Prometheus was a god. He gave fire to humans, gave them fire, right? And fire is something that could be used for social benefit or social detriment. It could be used for warmth. It could be used for cooking. It could be used for light, social benefit. It could be used for social detriment, warfare, killing, destruction, pain. And Prometheus gave humans this tool, fire. And the other gods thought that's too powerful of a tool for humans to have. So they sentenced Prometheus to daily torture, basically. They had him chained to a rock, and every day a bird would come and eat his liver, and then at night he would heal, and the next day the same thing would happen again. So every day his liver got eaten by this bird. But that's the myth of Prometheus. It's a myth, a story about powerful technology and how powerful technology can be used for good or for bad. That's actually one of the key takeaways from this class, right? We have tools, and the way we use those tools can be for benefit or detriment. A handgun's a tool, right? And it can be used for benefit or detriment. Computers, AI, nuclear bomb, nuclear technology, all tools can be used for benefit or for detriment. So that's an ongoing debate. And that's part of our evolution. That's part of humans and tools. And I think it's inevitable. That's what we do. We've always rolled the dice as humans. We've always been willing to say, come on, snake eyes, I'm all in. Throw those dice, like in gamble all of humanity. When they tested the first nuclear explosion, they had a very high level of certainty, not an absolute certainty, a very high level of certainty that it would be a contained explosion, right? There was some probability that it might just keep exploding and envelop the entire planet in flames. And they said, cool, let's detonate it. Very high level of certainty, that's good enough for me. Like, we are a species that rolls those dice. And then there was a nuclear arms race. And now there's an AI arms race. And you might not want humans to have AI, but more importantly, I don't want people with bad intentions and our enemies to have more powerful AI than us. And so the race is now that the good people, however you define the good people, because that's subjective, the good people need the better AI, the better weapons. And if we stop building AI and going for the better weapons, bad people won't stop. So it's inevitable, is my perspective.
What's the end goal?
Either the elevation of humanity or the absolute destruction of humanity. And those are the stakes we've always been willing to gamble as humans. And we don't know the outcome. And you're absolutely right. It could end terribly. But in this class, we're saying, okay, it's inevitable. It's a tool. It's here. And I'm either going to stand up and fight it and try to stop it for all of humanity, which I think is not possible. Or I'm going to get on board with it and I'm going to use it and figure it out to the best of my ability. Because as they say in the mafia, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And if you know it, at least you're operating with whatever understanding. So no matter what happens in the world, somebody uses AI, one of the greatest threats to humanity because of AI is people using AI to develop biological warfare chemicals, right? And a new book just came out about that called Biological Warfare book. What do you mean I can't be reached? Biological warfare. Biological war. There we go. This new book just came out and it talks about that. And if you listen to Joe Rogan just had Annie Jacobson on his podcast, so if you don't want to buy the book, you go listen to her there. But that's the greatest threat with AI is the democratization of weapons of mass destruction, meaning for people who've got bachelor's degrees in biology and chemistry might create a biological weapon which is virulent and easily transmissible, and it could wipe out a significant portion of all of humanity. But then if you know how to use AI and it starts to happen, you can prepare for it. You could get your bug out bag. You could get your rifle and your guns and be ready to go to the mountains and survive up there. And if you're using AI, it could help you figure out how to do that faster than any other method. Like, how do I prepare for this? But you have you are a sovereign, autonomous individual. So whatever you want to do, this is the course, is run, and everybody else. If you're on board, like, okay, I'm going to learn about it, we'll learn about it, and if not, then.
I just wanted to learn a little bit of Excel. I didn't know I was going to be forced to use AI to do it.
We cover Excel in this class. It's one part of the class. So we do have classes that focus only on Excel. I don't know if any are being offered this semester. All right. So that was the first. That was a great conversation, a great discussion. Thank you for sharing your perspectives. Yeah. Yeah.
You've seen Age of Ultron, right?
Seen what?
Age of Ultron, like the Avengers.
No, I never saw it.
Well, basically they created a freaking protector, AI protector to protect aliens and all that. He was only alive for 5 minutes. We wanted to destroy the world.
5 humans wanted to destroy the world.
Ultron was alive for only 5 minutes and already wanted to destroy the world. It was AI.
Yeah, well, mythology and stories inform us about possibilities, and sometimes you could even speculate that at a metaphysical level, and you could say that some artists are actually in touch energetically with what might be coming. But, our trajectory is set, and there's no changing it that I see. No possible way to change it. It's going to be whatever it's going to be, and we are rolling dice, but there's, I believe, a higher probability that things will be fine, and it'll be amazing. And there's the probability that a year from now, there could be some crazy biological warfare weapon that got released, and it wipes out most of humanity.
I feel like okay, maybe AI can do that, but I feel like the more direct worry is kind of the shutdown of the internet as we know it. The idea of an AI becoming so smart, there's no security that can really stop it, and it just gets a hold of everything, and just on the internet, and then it's kind of just gone.
Maybe.
Because again, it's already been found, because of how AI works, they can get around any sort of security you put in place to stop them from messing with stuff. You tell them to do one thing, they can just decide not to. Then they literally leave and just start getting to websites. Like real. So I'm less worried about real life, like them making a biological weapon, more so just the internet as we know it just being gone, or being ruined, or erased, or filled with viruses. And that'd be a massive loss.
Yeah, maybe.
It would also be debilitating to all communication in
Worldwide
the world
communication.
except for the governments.
Yeah, maybe. There's a story about a Buddhist monk, and missionaries from another religion came to Thailand. The monk is Ajahn Chah. And missionaries from another religion came to Thailand. And they were telling the young monks, hey, if you keep studying Buddhism, you're going to go to the bad place, whatever the religion was of these missionaries, right? And so the young monks went to the master, Ajahn Chah. And they said, hey, Ajahn Chah, these missionaries are telling us we're studying the wrong religion, and because of that, we're going to go to this bad place. You know, what do you think of that? And Ajahn Chah, the master, reflected for a moment, and then he looked at the young monks, and he said, Manai. And in Thai, Manai means uncertain. Maybe they're right. And then the young monks remembered the teachings of their religion, Buddhism. And the teachings of Buddhism is just being at ease and at peace, one of them, with uncertainty. And seeing through the tight grip that our beliefs can hold on our individual minds. Like, has to be this way, has to be that way. And resting in the uncertainty. And so I share that story because it's uncertain. And we don't know the outcome. Manai, it's uncertain. All right, let's get back to learning this stuff. Thank you for the conversation on AI. Make your individual decisions if this is the class for you or not. And you could also check to see if there's one that just focuses on Excel. So then we also have a keyword tutorial. The keyword tutorial is like the lecture tutorial, except it focuses on the keywords for the week. And so there are the keywords, okay? And you'll just copy paste that into an AI, and it'll teach you these keywords. Okie dokie? So there's that one. And then you have a chapter 1 quiz. And the chapter 1 quiz, should we do it? You open Pearson for the chapter 1 quiz. And when you click Open Pearson, if you don't have a Pearson account and haven't bought this yet, you could buy it right here. Okay? You'll buy it right here. And it costs, I think, $89 or $90 when you buy it here. It's more at the bookstore. All right? So you just buy Pearson, and then you could do this work here in Pearson for the quiz. Boop, boop, boop. And then you have a Windows 12 training and a Windows 12 exam. So we'll do Windows, and then we'll do Microsoft Word for 4 weeks.
Windows 12?
It's Windows 10. And then we'll do Microsoft Excel for 4 weeks, and we'll do Microsoft Access for 4 weeks, which is a database, and we'll do Microsoft PowerPoint for 4 weeks. Okay? And then the way this works is you click it, and it takes you to Pearson, and then it opens a simulation. And the simulation is not a perfect simulation. So there's sometimes errors with it. So I'm going to click Launch. And sometimes you could only do something one way, whereas in the real world, there's multiple ways you can do it. But you come into this simulation, and it says, open this cover located in the Documents folder, right? And so I want to open something in the Documents folder. I have 99 attempts to do it. There are 13 questions I need to go through right here. If I need for it to show me, I could read instructions. I could watch a video, okay? And then if I want to go forward or backwards to other ones, I could do that. I could click View All. It'll show me all the different little things I'm going to be trained on in this week. And then when I'm ready to do it, I could try to do it. So I'm going to open in the Documents folder. I'm going to click File. I'm going to click Open, and it's in the Document folder. So I'm going to click this PC, and I'm going to click Documents. And I'm looking for W01H1 cover. W01H1 cover. So I'm going to double click that and open. And it says Show Non-Printing Characters is the next thing it wants me to do. So to do that, I would click this right here. And then I just kind of go through and do the things. And I could say, show me how to do that, right? Watch video, read instructions if I don't know how to do that. Or I could ask AI how to do it. I could take a screenshot of this. How do I do this? and it'll give you instructions. But through this process, you'll learn how to use, in this one, I guess I clicked Microsoft Word. You'll learn how to use Microsoft Word. Leave. Okay, some of them don't work. So if you hit one of the steps that doesn't work, just skip it. At the end of the semester, I grade on a curve to account for the fact that 5% of those don't work or less. All right, and you could also, if you want, message me and say, hey, 2 of them didn't work. Can you increase my score? And I'll increase your score. I make that offer to all students, and every semester there's only 1 or 2 students who do that, which is those are the 1 or 2 that are going to be the 1 or 2%. They're going to achieve what most people don't achieve. So if you want to be one of those students, do it. So that's week 1. That's what we're doing in week 1. And then we kind of repeat that every week. Lecture tutorial, keyword tutorial, quiz, word training, right? And it just keeps going. Lecture tutorial, keyword tutorial, quiz, training, exam. And the training, by the way, shows you how to do it, and you take the exam, and you just have to do what you learned in the training. It's a little bit onerous, it's a little bit time consuming, and it also helps you learn. And there's the Excel stuff. Anybody have questions about all that? Yeah.
So Pearson, for the materials, you don't need it, but for the assignments,
Yeah,
so regardless,
you need Pearson. Is that what you're asking? You have to buy it.
for materials, you don't need it.
Oh yeah, it's just right here.
What did you
Yeah.
mean by buying it here?
So when you click this, if you haven't paid for it yet, it'll ask you to pay for it right online.
No.
Yeah.
How much more is it in the bookstore?
I don't know, but it's
$25 to $30. I did it during the summer. I would not recommend doing it. It's like $120 with tax.
yeah, and here it's 89.
That's like, yeah, that's like $40.
Okay. And then the finals down here, it's just like all the questions you asked in the quiz. You could use AI for any of it, because I believe that if there's a question you don't know the answer and you go find the answer, you're going to learn something in that process, right? So actually think about the answer when you submit it. If you're, oh, okay, that's what that answer is. Like, don't just throw that effort away, but take a moment to let it into your brain. Okay, that's what ontology is, or that's what topology is, or that's what client-server architecture is, right? Those things. Good? There's Google Gemini for students. So you could try this if you don't already have access to AI. I don't know if they offer it for free. Does anybody know? Anybody try this? So see if it's free. What's up?
I have the premium ChatGPT. Will that work?
100%. Yeah. Good enough, man. So that's Gemini. And that's everything for this first class. And Module 1's Impact of Technology in a Changing World in MS Windows. All right, so if you log into any of the computers here, you want to make sure that when you leave, you log out. Because if you leave your computer open, like if you leave yourself logged in on the computer, what could happen when you come back? Well, maybe somebody sat down after you and got to your logged in account, and then they emailed everybody in your class. They messaged everybody in your class as you, and they just cussed them all out. And then you're going to get a call from the dean, right? Like, why did you send a message to everybody in the class cussing them out? And you'd be like, I didn't, I swear. Did you forget to log out somewhere? I don't know, maybe. We've actually had that happen. And the fine, by the way, if you sit down at a computer, if someone sits at a computer at a library and someone else has not logged out of the computer, if a second person sits at a computer library and a first person has not logged out of the computer, and the second person writes emails to the first person's contacts as if they were the first person, what laws has the second person broken, and what penalties does the second person potentially face in California? So it's, I believe it's identity theft, and there's like heavy, heavy consequences. In California, can violate several criminal statutes. Electronic impersonation, it's a year in county jail, a fine of $1,000 or both. Unauthorized computer data access, I don't know what the penalties there. Identity theft, I don't know where the penalties are, but there's like all kinds of stuff you could get sued for and get in trouble for.
What is that, after this is California, between California and 502, what is that? You see that thing? Between California.
That little character?
Yeah, what is
That's
that?
like a character that signifies law stuff.
Oh.
What is the character before the 502, and what does it mean? I love this about AI. Like, it might ruin all of humanity, but that sure is easy.
Well, I just looked at the description of this class and it doesn't say AI at all, not one time.
Legal right.
Fair enough, but it is tech, and that's how new AI is, right?
It tells me what tech it is, though, and it doesn't say AI. It says Microsoft Word and Excel.
So what do you want to do about it?
I don't know. I'd kind of like to take this class and learn stuff and not have to use AI. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
We could see if there's another professor that doesn't use AI.
I didn't find you were the only one.
Really?
The only one in person, yeah.
Crazy. I did not. Thank you. I will. But we have 30 minutes. So I want to give you guys some time to log in, to get familiar with the system, to buy Pearson if you want to buy Pearson. You need to do an assignment or two or all of it by the end of this week. Otherwise, you'll be dropped. And if you don't have Pearson by the end of this week, Sunday at midnight, you'll be dropped. Okay? So you need Pearson Sunday at midnight.
What is the homework week? That's Sunday?
Yeah. So the due dates are in there in the homework. August 16th. So that's Sunday night. I think it's Sunday at midnight. Do you have an academic counselor?
I don't think so.
You want